months ago, I helped in the creation of a very popular Roblox game. Around 3,000 players at one time. Now it's dead. The owners of the game wanted me to hop in, check it out, and see why I think it's failing, and help them improve it to hopefully get back to its glory days. Now, I used to play this game a lot after it got released. I was on the leaderboards and everything, competing with literally thousands of other players for that top spot. And for a while there, I had it. So I definitely know quite a bit about this game. And of course, building probably about 50% of the game as well. Now, the game went from over 3,000 players at one time to 100 to 200 players at one time. And today, I have to be the bearer of bad news. Now, I know the team who made this game alongside me are grown people, so I'm not gonna really hold back or try to sugarcoat anything. I'm gonna say it how it is. First and foremost, I jumped into this game and instantly felt uncomfortable. When I made this castle map a few months ago, I made it very soft, very easy to digest, and the lighting was a lot brighter and everything just felt more fun. Now the textures are super dark, super harsh, the lighting is a bit more realistic, and it just doesn't match at all, and it makes the game feel just gross. I asked my Discord if they had any idea why the game was failing as well. Since I have already maxed out the stats, I wanted to see if it was a balance issue or anything like that. A couple people did say progression felt a little bit slow, but some people also feel like if it's not like this, that instant gratification, they'll say it's slow. 90% of the messages I got back said the UI is gray and boring, which every frame is. The lighting and textures on the zones are horrible. I agree. So the three things we're gonna fix today is the overall vibe of the game with textures and lighting, maybe change some colors as well. And then the lighting, it's not great. Now let's switch the topic from how it looks to why the game started failing in the first place, and this is easy to sum up. The lack of updates. As stated before, I was one of the top players in this game, playing literally daily for hours to keep my top spot. But the game comes out, we get like one update, and then like half an update, and then no more after that. In fact, we're multiple months later, and we just recently got our first update. Now, since this game is a simulator, you need to have updates pretty weekly. I also really understand the game development horror stories. I have released simulators, plenty of them, in the past, and teams just don't work out. There's always something happening with someone. The scripter, the builder, the modeler, somebody has something happening, and updates, it's hard to make them come out weekly. So I don't blame them for this, but it's definitely a reason the game started to downcline. Now, once a game loses its main player base, or really any players for that matter, it is super hard to get them back. And considering we lost 3,000 on this project, we got a lot of work to do. Now, I hopped in a call with the game owner and said, hey dude, these are the problems, and it's not how it used to be, it's not how it used to feel, and right now, it just sucks. And he told me the new builder they have on the project is actually a realistic builder. Now, I've never met this guy or seen his portfolio of work, so I'm not downplaying his skills or anything like that, but he has put some more realistic textures and realistic lighting on a super low poly cartoon map, and it's just a style clash. I'm sure he's really good when it comes to realism, but when we style clash like this, it just makes the game feel pretty awkward. Let's go ahead and hop into Studio and start fixing up this game. To start things off, I'm gonna remove all of these like more realistic textures and just change them to nice low poly, simple textures that are pretty transparent. Most of the time in these builds, you want everything to be soft, delicate, or really barely noticeable. It's kind of like a small accent that if you notice it, cool. If you don't, it doesn't matter. So first things first, all these textures, they gotta go. Now that we've deleted all the textures, we don't want to keep everything plastic or smooth plastic. Let's find a texture for each item that we think needs one, and hopefully just liven up the area a little bit, and make it more comfortable to even be in this area. I think it's looking a lot better already. Of course, this is my opinion, and some people might not agree. But before this, the game really felt like an old Roblox game that's trying to be a new one before it learned how to use the new Roblox features. Up next, lighting. This should be pretty easy to knock out. I'd say the main issue with this game's lighting is the real ambience. Now, in the real world, if you were to go outside, the sun is yellow and has yellow rays or whatever. I'm no scientist, but it does have a yellow tint to most of the world. It's sort of yellow tan. And this looks great for realistic games on Roblox. But when it comes to low poly, cartoony aesthetics, why do we want to hurt the colors by adding a weird, dingy, dull, yellowy color on top of everything? So ambient is the first place I'm gonna start. Then I'm gonna run through all the other stuff, color corrections, blurs, anything else that they might have in the lighting, and just get everything fixed up. I definitely consider the vibe fixed, at least in my opinion. The last thing I wanted to do is work on all of the UI frames. Now, I'm no UI designer, but gray kind of sucks. In fact, I think they should all be white for the background of the frames, but the person they hired to make this UI made these image labels. So without knowing too much on UI or how to replace these with white backgrounds, I'm gonna change the color from this gray to a blue, just using Roblox's color sliders. It will be a darker color than I want it to be, but it'll still be better than gray. Now that we fixed the lighting, all of the textures, maybe some of the colors, and the UI, let's hop in a call with the owner, see what he thinks about the new game. I just got off a call with the owner, and he absolutely loves what we did with the game. I did cause a little bit of issues and bugs, aka broke the entirety of the game, but I was able to fix it myself, so it's okay. I did not cause any stress within their team. However, he likes it a lot better, and overall, it's more cohesive, consistent, and screams simulator, and that's what they needed. I do want to add one more point to why the game might not be performing as well as it did. There is all the reasons I've stated previously in this video, but there's one that I forgot. Mine race. The racing thing is a trend. Whether that was click race, car race, mine race, fly race, jetpack race, there was a bunch of them, and they're trends. And all trends do come to an end at some point. However, I do think this game still has quite a bit more life within it, so hopefully I helped them out and they can get some more players. Anyways, that is going to wrap it up for today. If you did enjoy and you want to see more content like this, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day. Later.